Red 2 standing by, all 4 lit and in the green. Welcome back to Yoshi's Crafted World. You might have noticed, and I'll give you a little bit of a listen, that the background music for the world map has had instruments added the more gems we've got. Now, to the best of my knowledge, I believe that is actually added in many other Yoshi games. I think it started out in Yoshi's Island. Anyway,
it's been a bit, hasn't it? Good seeing you. Looks to me like your cup overfloweth with gems. I think there's one just beyond here. Be careful out there, my boy.
His planet needs him, but by the look of this area, we have reached said planet.
Welcome to outer orbit.
So, this is indeed our space stage. The countdown begins. Let's get ready for launch. So, that magnet will open that up, and we can close it as well. Whoops, walk right underneath it. So we've got very cheerful carnival music and woozy guys cruising around. Anything under here? Coins. Now if we step on this, we'll lower the magnet. Hop off, and we can make our way through the level. So, using these magnets is going to be an attractive proposition for most of the level. I think we might have to do something with those birds. So, if we... Oh, got right underneath him. There we go, first flower. Alright, so we will have to be particularly careful, but this is one of the more creative levels. It's very nicely set up, and I don't exactly know how they got the electrical effects with sort of primary school diorama stuff. That went right against the electricity, didn't it? I'm surprised I don't get hurt by doing that. Those are a bit heavy for the magnets to pick up. Don't get squashed. We'll of course have to make our way up there. It's a very long selection of scaffolding with some pretty impressive designs. So let's go up there. Red coins, of course, are paramount. And we've picked up a few. Is there anything right up? Nope, nothing. I probably should have paid a little bit more attention. So, the cardboard setup is very nice, but they've added little bits and pieces with all these electrical wires, and... So you push that out of the way. Unfortunately, I hope we haven't disconnected anything important. And some extra health. Now that's actually very creative. If we move over here, we have to stop the magnet at a certain time. Can we get it? Yes, we can. Pretty nifty, if you ask me. Anything higher up? Oh no, didn't get there in time. Doesn't look like there would be, but knowing me, I'll probably wind up kicking myself. Move on to a higher section of the gantry. Now, there might be something underneath there. You'd think I'd know better. You'd think I would know better. But thankfully we avoided getting squashed that time. And we got ourselves another flower out of it. So let's make sure we get nice and high up. Anything in here? Nope. Nothing above there. It's almost incongruously jolly, the music for this section. But then again, I suppose it would be fair. It's always a matter of enthusiasm in stories getting to go into space. Don't think we have anything we can get in those sections. We just have to run up some cardboard stairs and right into a Shy Guy. Oh, come on! Well, that's not going well, so... we have to run, but I'm pretty sure we can find some things if we... cannot find some things if we go over there. It's a little disappointing. Wait a tick. No. I'm going to need to do things a bit differently if I want some hearts back. Let's quickly run through this area, sneak under that, and don't get ourselves killed. Now, if I'm careful and this... Ah! That's not exactly what I want, that's just giving me eggs. And by that, I mean that the blue eggs will split into more eggs once you actually hit an enemy with them. So prepare for the giant auto-scrolling sequence. We can also go down, which is very nice. We'll get Shy Guys if we need eggs. And they will also serve to lower the platform. So keep an eye on what they're doing. Wait, we're going back down. Oh, come on. Why am I no good at multitasking all of a sudden? Seriously. So we don't want to go there. If we go above this... I shouldn't have done that. I should not have been able to do that. Then we will set ourselves and cannot go back down. Much needed health. I'm really playing poorly in that regard. So, observe. Cannot go down any further. But there we are. We are at the end of the... How do I only have... And there we are. All the bits and pieces fall away and Yoshi heads out to space. And you might recognize this music. We'll also get to jump a bit higher out here. We also have Space Guys. Don't know if that's their official name or not. Nothing up there, it seems. For now, anyway. But we can explore a bit. We'll need to spit him out a bit higher. Can't quite... So, let's jump from here, and do we have just enough? Oh. That's right. Well, we're doing alright on flowers at least, so we'll need that guy again. Quite a clever little mechanic, really. So we spit him out there. And he releases a bit of space dust and we get to move on. Gotta take out more somersaulting space guys. For some reason they don't like that space dust. I think we have a full complement of eggs, so let's blast it. There we go, last one, and we can see there are some goodies up here. More red coins. I'm surprised I only have 11. Wait a minute. So we need this guy. We spit him there. We ground pound, thank you. And we collect a couple of red coins and run straight into an octopus because I'm not paying attention. Well, 14, not too bad. Get some health back too. Come back there. Now, of course, the next big question is where on earth... That's... Oh, dear. I'm in a space level and I make that pun of all things. So, we will, of course, have to find the present. At some point. So, is there anything down here I can grab? Doesn't look like it. They're all just very nicely arranged. Is the present out in space? Doesn't look like it, but we do have a whole lot of gold aliens. We'll probably have to come back and get those in one of the little side quests. Oh, there's the present. Well, we got away with 16. They really don't like that space dust. Well, let's head on up from this peaceful moon. And we'll move on to the next level. I guess even I can't be stressed out in a situation like that. It's just very relaxing. So we did a bit better than anticipated. You will probably struggle a bit with getting coins there, but as you can see, it's pretty easy to find the elements that are on the moon. And I do like the way that background is set out. It does give a very nice feeling of depth. So, let's ride the stars. That will be the second level we take on for this episode. Fairly obviously, I meant to say the last one and said second. Whoops. So here we are cruising through outer space. I used to have a bit of an interest in that when I was a kid, a few projects on planets and the like at school. You'll be able to get coins out of shooting planets. And you'll have a few fly guys cruising around too. There's not a secret. Interesting. But there is a big planet with a smiley face on it. Can we get anything in there? Nope, but we can be the captain of a ship for a moment. We've got some interesting little constellations. And in all honesty, it is actually nice doing some of those little relaxing things along the way like this. Oh, that was a good jump. So back to what I was saying. I used to be reasonably at least primary school level knowledgeable on planets and things like that. Do we have anything to grab down there? No, we do not, so let's keep on going. I suppose I've always just liked learning new things. Oh, there's a Goonie constellation. I suppose constellations in the Mario verse are always going to be a little bit unusual. So you can basically... Oh dear. Okay, now, if we're careful, we can outrun this star, land back on top of it. Oh boy, this is less than ideal. Well, unfortunately, my star fell very quickly. All for want of a red coin. Well, that was good. That wasn't. Oh well, I dare say I'm quite obviously star-crossed on this level. I need to find a flower somewhere. So, first flower, where are we? Is it on... Is it on top of this bottle rocket? Quite literally a bottle rocket. Probably is, so I'll have to get to a high point on these. Can I get... Oh, always just short. No, it's... apparently not up there. Is it hiding behind one of these? Admittedly, me being me, I shouldn't be doing this, but it's going to annoy me. There it is. There we are. Anyway, you will note that I use the term star-crossed. Well, a lot of people associate the phrase star-crossed lovers with romance. The reality actually couldn't be further from the truth. You may have heard the reference that one's stars are their fortunes, their fates basically. Things are written in the stars because they're meant to happen. So let's swallow that guy. This should be health, hopefully. There we go. Little bit better. But yes, if something wasn't fated to happen by the stars, basically it was saying that the universe would go out of its way to screw you over because it wasn't meant to happen. Now, Romeo and Juliet are described as star-crossed lovers. And there's a very friendly moon to help us out. There's the thing. That star-crossed does not mean romance. It means, no, you're not meant to be together. The fates are telling you this. So, we need to rearrange this little section if we're very careful. We can jump in there. Now, let's see, if we shoot that, we wind up jumping right into that, for one thing. We do need to keep rotating that, because I believe there is a singular red coin in there. Please ignore the fact that I'm playing badly. Unfortunately, my efforts appear to be a little half-hearted. Alright, so I have to pay for that pun. And we have to go this way to proceed. I thought you had to fix up the rocket ship. I'm a little rusty, it's been a while. But there we are. Now the stars are coming at us this time, although technically they should be comets. Interestingly, the term comet comes from the Greek kometes, meaning long-haired. At least I believe that to be the case anyway. I'd hate to wind up giving out inaccurate information. I think it actually is the case. I do not have anywhere near enough eggs for this. But let's see what it is. Let's see, which one's the real one? One of these. Blast, it's right at the bottom. Pick the wrong one. I think for some reason, the brightness on this TV is turned up a little high and I can't fix it no matter what I do, so sometimes it can be a bit difficult looking at things. Doesn't excuse anything, sadly. Gotta put up with my mistakes, but yes, the term cometes means long-haired, and it is from where we get the word comet. Planetes means wanderer, it's from where we get the word planet. Worth paying attention to the evolution of language. It can be quite a fascinating subject. Okay. There we are, there's our 8:30 comet right on schedule. And we're going to get ourselves just some regular coins. Alright. There might be something down there, but I'm not willing to risk it. I've already done pretty badly this time around, so now we do need to unite the ships to proceed. But... oh, get back in there. There's no easy out this time. Am I just going to be stuck in here? Because unfortunately, it looks like every time I try to run out, I wind up just not being able to jump and I hit my head. Oh, there we go. So... blast it. It's a bit finicky, so we have to rotate this way. And at least we can jump over him this time. Oh, come on. So there's... so naturally there is a much easier way of getting in there, isn't there? Which I didn't realise at the time, so I'm going to try not to shoot a fin. There we go. So we line up, target this one, and rotate around to keep going. I'll have to remember that for future endeavours. I don't think I can get in there. But it's a nice little touch, really. We quite literally have bottle rockets throughout the entire area, and I need eggs. And I can't go back. Did I really use them all up because I was such a terrible shot? Or did they just wind up falling off or something? Anyway, that's a bonanza. And I think that wrapped up the ton. So let's keep on moving, navigating our way across these. Oh, that's a very nice haul. Well, we missed our... we know which flower we missed, so we can go back and do that later. But yes, it's... once again, commentary has been a bit of a mishmash. I suppose it's because I've been making mistakes due to the fact I'm rusty. It's one of my worst habits, if I'm going to be honest. I nearly got pushed into space. But yes, I do have a really, really bad tendency to just get flustered and start beating myself up when I'm a bit exasperated about things. Can we wing that? Obviously, judging by the fact that shuttle wound up being highlighted, we will need to shoot that for one of the side quests, and I think we need to go a long way up. I'm pretty sure there is a flower hidden. You arguably can't call it the heights of space, can you? If we get up here, there we go. Because if we're going to be technical, space really doesn't have a set height as such. It's an interesting sort of problem, as it were, when it comes to depicting space, because usually it's... Oh well, that salvages my reputation somewhat. Yeah, usually it's sort of like... It's constantly portrayed as if it's on a 2D plane, sort of like travelling atop an ocean. Which can make it particularly interesting if there are notable aversions of that. It's probably a lot easier to organise if it is portrayed... Oh hello, we've got a launch to take on. It probably is a bit easier if it's portrayed just as that 2D plane. Let's get on. Fire away! But yes, it's usually easier if it's portrayed as a 2D plane. However, the fact that space is essentially three-dimensional and you can go in sort of whatever direction you like and not really be disoriented if you have some sort of gravity compensator should be a big advantage. Like, you can see this in The Empire Strikes Back, for example. How did I end up with 20 health? Okay. Well, something went right. Anyway, as I was saying, in The Empire Strikes Back, there's a point where Han actually makes the Millennium Falcon dive between two Star Destroyers, which are heading essentially straight on at each other. Because of his maneuverability, the Star Destroyers can't easily stop and they wind up crashing into each other. It kind of makes you wonder why they're sort of travelling in that kind of space as an ocean setup, then all of a sudden there's a beautiful aversion and it screws everyone over. Anyway, that sums it up for this episode. It's a bit longer to make up for the shorter one, and I'm sorry I screwed things up. I'll try and get some coherent commentary going. Until next time, this is Red 2 returning to base.